Nowadays, everything becomes a politically charged issue. Even something as regular and dull as quarterly GDP numbers. So GDP numbers were out today for the first quarter of this financial year. That means between April and June 2021. And it has shown a growth of 20.1%. Now, while supporters of the government and the BJP say that this shows what a great performance and what a great rebound has taken place and how well the government has done, naysayers point out to the fact that this is still way below pre-pandemic levels and has happened because of a low base. So what is the true picture? Let's just look at the facts and the numbers. So the 20% growth in FY 2022 Q1 is definitely a vast improvement over last year. But yes, you are seeing this huge growth because last year in Q1, the GDP plunged 24%. That was because we had a nationwide lockdown right after the pandemic hit globally in order to reduce the number of cases. And that lockdown, as everyone knows, got the economy to a standstill, which is why on that low base, any improvement looks pretty vast. It's possible and very likely that if we had not been hit by a second wave, this Q1 GDP number would have been far ahead of 20%. But the fact remains that in absolute terms, we are still below the Q1 GDP numbers of FY20, that is the year previous to the pandemic. So we have improved drastically, no doubt, but we're lagging behind pre-pandemic levels in many sectors. And these are the usual ones, all of those which are contact-intensive sectors. We're lagging behind in spaces like mining, quarrying, real estate, and all of those sectors are still lagging behind. Manufacturing has done better than services, as is to be expected during a pandemic. The important thing to also know, and if I'm telling you 5 key things about the GDP Q1, is that agricultural sector is still the strongest link of the Indian economy, as it was even after the pandemic had hit. So we've seen a 4.5% year-on-year growth, and it was a positive figure in Q1 FY21 as well at 3.5%. So agriculture is still doing well. Of the 4 engines that fire the Indian economy, private consumption has the largest share, which is why it is supposed to be the most important. Generally, what are people consuming? That's the engine of growth for us, as we're a high population, young population economy. So private consumption has increased compared to last year, first quarter, but not quite at 2019-2020 levels. So that still remains a matter of concern. In fact, we are seeing the dampening of the second wave over here, but we can hope that Q3, Q2 will be better, as high frequency indicators are showing that towards the end of June and in July, we really started doing well, and activity started improving as we unlocked. Let's look now to the future. What are we seeing in terms of economy? Because at the end of the day, all of this GDP debate boils down to whether we are at pre-pandemic levels or not. Can we recover? Can we get better jobs? Can we get better salaries? Can we have a better standard of living? And that is what it means at the end of the day. So the silver lining over here continues to be the pace at which we're vaccinating. Clearly, if we vaccinate more, vaccinate faster, then we can open up the economy more and we'll have a better recovery. So once again, we've crossed 1 crore jabs in a day. That's happened today itself, and that's a huge number. We also know that over 50% of adults have had at least 1 vaccine. So as soon as we universally cover everyone, we can hope for a much better improvement. The other hope, of course, is that if a third wave does come along, it will not be a massive one and won't affect the economy too badly. So all in all, yes, we have done much better over the last year. There's no doubt we have, and there is no doubt we've done better this year because last year was very, very bad because of the lockdown and the pandemic. So the truth, as always, lies somewhere in the middle.